Hello all. So in this lecture, we are going to learn about iterative statements or the looping statements. Both are same. So as the name itself indicate, iterative is something which you wanted to repeat a number of times. Loop is also nothing but a cyclic process. That is set of statements if you wanted to repeat 100 times or 10 times. Then all those statements are nothing but your iterative statements. Okay. So in this, mostly you'll have different types of iterative statements, especially while, do while, and for loop. So while loop, do while loop, and for loop. These are the generally iterative statements what we will be using. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So loops can execute block of statements. Block of statements as long as specified condition is reached, that is until some condition is provided. And yes, if I wanted to repeat or I wanted to print hello for 100 times, so until that condition is reached, that is until 100 times print is hello is being printed, you will be in that particular loop only, that is in that particular block of code only. And loops are handy because they save time and reduce errors, and they make code more readable. That is, once you will write an n number of times, you will get output. No, so that is the reason you will tell it as a handy one, and also it will reduce the time. Also, once if you'll check out the errors, it is done. So you need not always check out for the errors, right? So as I said, there are different types of looping statements like while, do while, and for loop. Okay, so we'll see in this lecture while, do while, and for loop with the example programs also. So what is a while loop? The while loop loops through a block of code as long as a specified condition is true. So whatever the condition you are providing for that while loop, until it is true, you will execute that particular set of statements. And in order to increase, that is in order to repeat that statements n number of times, you need to check out the condition there. So what you are doing, do not forget to increase the variable used in the condition, that is I plus plus or n plus plus, whatever based on the condition, you need to increment the I value, that is some particular variable value. Otherwise loop will never end. That is, it will continuously, you'll get output without break. You know, sometimes when in the initial states, when you use loops, you'll get continuous output even in your editors. Okay, so don't get panic with that, just simply press some control F8, then you'll just quit from that editor. Okay, so yes, so let us see the program for this. After seeing the program, we'll go back to our do while loop. Okay, so again coming back to our dev C++ IDE, we are with while loop. Yeah, so this is what the value, sorry, program what I was trying to print in this is how many numbers you wanted. Acha, below 100, how many numbers you wanted to print. Okay, so that one I wanted to take, and I wanted to print it using while loop. So what logic we are using here is just hash include stdio.h void main. Then I took the value I is equals to 0, and how many numbers I wanted to print. So I was giving n, that value. If you wanted to print 50, okay, give 50, 20, okay, 10. So whatever that value is being stored into n, and simply you are giving a condition while I is less than or equals to n. So what you are giving the condition here, 0 is less than or equals to n. What you need to do, you need to print the I value, right? So we are trying to print the I value. That is the reason you are trying to increment the I value. Till how many times I need to print? Until I is equals to n, I wanted to print my value over there. Okay, so that n can be anything. I had just given 100, you can give 1000 also, not an issue. You will get the output with this program. Okay, so yes, so what is my first I value? If it is 0, if I give n is equals to 5, yes, 0 is less than or equals to 5 condition is true, so a 0 will be printed. Then you will increment the I value. So now my I value will become 1. Okay, so next, again you will come to here, 1 is less than or equals to 5, condition is true, right? So like that. Like that, how many number of values you wanted to print, you can print with this while loop. So what you're trying to do, you are trying to repeat these particular statements n number of times, right? N number of times. So what you are doing here, you are looping these particular statements, or iteratively you are executing these particular two statements, right? So fine, let us see the output of this first. Save that, and then simply you just compile and then run, right? So how many numbers you wanted to print below 100? So I'm giving 10. I wanted to print the values as 10. Okay, so check out from 0. It has been started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the other thing what you need to remember here is, once you just check out my condition, actually I wanted the values as 10 numbers. But how many numbers I got here? Once you just check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers are being printed here. Why? Can you guess the reason? The only small reason here is I took the value I equals to 0. And what did I do here? Even though I took from 0, I had given the condition less than or equals to n. If I just remove this equals to symbol and just give I less than n, right? Compile that, execute your code. Now if I give the value 10, see what is the values you got there. You will get the 10 numbers, 0 to 9. How many numbers are there? 10 numbers are there. So 10 numbers you had got as the output. Okay. So this is what the usage of your while loop. If you wanted to repeat some number of lines of code, then you'll be going for your while loop. Okay. And then next we'll see the do while loop. So what is the do while loop? The do while loop is a variant of the while loop. It is just a small difference you will have with the while and do while loop. This loop will execute the code block once before checking the condition. If the condition is true, then it will repeat the loop as long as the condition is true. If the condition is false also, it will execute your block at least once. That is, even the condition is true or false, once the block of statements are being executed. Okay. If the condition is false, you will execute once and you will quit. If the condition is true, you will repeat until the condition will become false. Okay. So that was the main difference between your while and do while. And also you will tell this do while as exit control loop. That is, you're not checking the condition in the initial states, but at the end you are trying to check out the condition. So even the condition is true or false, you are executing and then you are trying to check out the condition. So that is the reason you are telling this as exit controlled loop. Okay, coming back to your while loop, you will tell it as entry control loop, because while you will give the keyword and there itself you will give the condition. If the condition is true, only then you will enter into the block. So that is entry control loop, and do while is exit control loop. And yes, you can check out the syntax over here. Syntax is do flower bracket code block to be executed, and then closing this flower bracket while you will provide a condition here. Right? So this is what the syntax and basic knowledge of do while loop. You have to remember what is while and do while difference, which is very, very important. Okay. While writing even your code, and also while for your both external and also for your lab exams and all, you need to know the minimum difference, what is while and do while, how it is going to be executed. Okay. So yes, let us see the program for this. Yeah, do while. Yes. So check out this one once. Same program with the while. What did I do? What did I did? Yes. So I was taking int I is equals to 0 and same n. You are taking the n values to be printed, and do printf percentile d n. So I just wanted to get in a new line. That is the reason I had kept n/n, right? And then what do I was printing? I was printing the value I. Okay. And then simply incrementing the I value. Next, I was checking out the condition while I is greater than or equals to n, right? So while I is greater than or equals to n, I need to print the value. Once this condition will become false, it should stop printing the I value. Okay. So now let us compile it. And how many numbers you wanted to print? I wanted to print same 10 again. See the value there? I got it as 0. What is the condition did I give here? I value is, while I value is greater than n. What is my I value? It is 0. 0 is greater than or equals to 10. No, condition is false, right? So even though the condition is false, I got the value of I there. Even though the condition is false, I value is printed once. Okay. So what we will do is, let us make the condition true, right? Yes. Come back here. I'm making its value as 20. Okay. And how many numbers you want to print below 100. So not below 100, I'll just give I value is 20, 20 less than or equals to 20 greater than or equals to n. Yes. So now I'll give the n value as 10. So let us see what will happen now. Okay. So before compiling, save your code once and then only you compile, or else it will be moving on with your previous one. So what the value 20 I had given, no? I'll give 10. See now what had happened here. What is happening? We had entered into uncontrollable loop, right? That is somewhere the condition is wrong. That is the reason the values are being printed, right? So that time you just simply close this one. Okay. So what had happened here? What is my I value? 20. 20 greater than or equals to n. Does the condition become false? Never. Right? So now what I'll do, I'll just change the condition over here. Control S. Again, you just run. Again, you just give some 10. See the value. What is happening here? 20. Right? What is the condition I need to give? I should be less than or equals to n. If I take with 0, what is happening? Then see here now. The condition is I want from 0 to 10 values I wanted to print. So as usual, again, I had given here less than or equals to n. So that is the reason you got 10. Okay. If I make I value as 10 or 30 or 300, then what will happen? What is my I value? 30, right? 30 less than or equals to n. Save this, compile it, check it out, give 50. See now what had happened. 30 to 50 values are being printed. Clear? So depending on the condition what you are giving, the program will change automatically. What happens if I give less than 30, you check out once. If I give 20, 12, 21, see, you will get only 30 because the condition is false. You are trying to print the value. Clear? I think this is clear with do while loop. Okay. If the condition is false also, you are getting the value as 30. Actually, it shouldn't print till now, whatever we had seen. If the condition is false, you should not do anything, or else some other statements you should give. But what is happening? Even though the condition is false, once this loop is being executed. So that is what the main difference between your while and do while. Okay. So this is what your while and do while, differences of while and do while, right? So when you are just trying out these programs, you check out multiple times, give different options so that you will know what you're trying to code, where the errors are being occurred and all. Okay, right. And then next, again coming back to our PPTs, the last one, we are done with your do while, we are done with the while, and then the last one, for loop. So the for loop in C language provides a functionality or feature to repeat a set of statements in a defined number of times. So what you are doing here, you are fixing out before only how many times you wanted to repeat the loop. The for loop is in itself a form of entry control loop, because in the beginning only you will check out the condition. Unlike while and do while, the for loop contain initialization, condition, updating statements as a part of its syntax. So updating is nothing but your increment or decrement. Till now what we did, we in while somewhere you used to write I value is equals to 0, and while in condition you used to provide, and then after writing those statements you are incrementing the variable value, right? In for loop, what you will do is you will write the keyword for loop in normal brackets. You'll write initialization, that is if I want I is equals to 0 or I is equals to 10, that one you will write. And then you will check or test expression, that is you'll provide a condition, and then you will provide increment or decrement. In one line, you need to write all those. And then you will open your flower brackets, and whatever the statements you wanted to do looping, that one you will write, and then you will close this flower bracket. Okay, and here important and main thing you need to remember is you are using semicolons in the for loop. 99% of the students will make a mistake here with by keeping a comma or colon. And the other thing is you are not going to give any semicolon after this parenthesis, because it is a loop. You're not quitting the statement, that is you're not going to end of the statement. It is a loop where you will write 2, 3, 4 statements into one single block. Even for while, you're not going to keep any semicolon. Even for do, you're not going to keep any semicolons when you are writing the conditions over there, especially in looping and iterative statements. Done. Yes, so body consisting of multiple statements. So this is what is the general basic idea of the for loop. And let us see one sample example for this also. Yes. Yeah. So fine, first let me, I think I hadn't shown you how to start a program also. Just go to file, click on new, and then you can go for source file. Okay, and then you can make this. So first let us write the code for loop, right? So I had already, it is there, but this is how you need to open the new file. You can also make it as a project so that different files or executable files can be stored into the project folder also. Okay, right. So here what I'll do is, let me do this one in the untitled, that is the new one which I had opened, right? So hash include stdio.h. Then the next line, sorry. In the next line, void main. Brackets. Now what I just wanted to do is, simply I just wanted to print some n number of values. Okay, so I'm just declaring some integer n semicolon. I'm asking user to enter n value, right? And then put a semicolon, end of the statement, and then scanf. I need to read that value into the end. So %ld, comma, ampersand n, and then a semicolon. And then in the next line, what I'm just doing is for loop. What we need to do first, you are going to initialize some value. So I was taking just simply I is equals to 0. And I wanted to print the I values. Okay, so I less than n, because I took the value there 0. Okay, and then the semicolon. and then I will be incrementing the I value. I wanted to print I values actually. Okay, so I was keeping like I plus plus. And then now here you will open your brackets again because it is a loop. What I wanted to print, printf. Simply I just wanted to print the values, right? So percentile D, double quotes, percentile D, comma. What I wanted to print, I wanted to print I values, right? And then semicolon. That's it, right? So we'll see once whether it will work or not. So control S. So let it be for loop 1, for loop 1 dot C. Okay, so give some name with the extension of C only because you're writing C code, not some other code, right? And yeah, you can also give here dot C files, or directly you can give there also. Then you just give it as save, right? We'll see, we'll compile it. Int I is undeclared itself, so let's declare here the variable I. Control S, right? So let us compile it again. Spelling mistake, where it is here. See, when you're getting the errors, you can easily find it out actually. For loop 1. So you need to come here and check out that. Okay, you will get even the line number also. I'll just show you. Wait. Printf. See, save this, run this. So now no errors, right? So if I had forgotten here semicolon, see there, you will get the line, column number, everything when you're typing here. So in the line number 6, expected semicolon before scanf. So before scanf in the line number 6, before scanf means whenever you will get before, you do please check the before line and also the after line. Sometimes it will tell before, sometimes you will make, I mean, see, it is in the line 6 it is telling, but actually the error is in line 5. So you need to check out. Okay, so previous statements also you just check out when you are getting errors of like this. Okay, and fine, now hope everything is correct. Yes, no errors. Let us run the code. I want what did I give here? N values, right? Okay, then see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want everything to be printed in the new line. So I'm just giving it as a /n. Okay, and then run that. Then see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is how you can use the for loop, and you can do n number of modifications. Okay, then automatically you will get different values. So if what happens if I'll do minus minus, okay, and here I'll take I less than n. Okay, I'll take I is equals to 0, I less than n. Fine, I'll take I is equals to 10. We'll see what will happen. Okay. We had changed the condition also. So once again, let us type 3. So once you check out, I had got the values in the reverse order. What did I do there? I had simply changed the value. took some I is equals to 10 and I had changed the condition that if I is greater than n, what is the value I had given? N equals to 3 I had given. Simply just print the I value. So 10, first time it will print, then again I value will be decremented by 1. So 9 it will become. So 9 greater than 3, yes, condition is true. So you'll print 9. Again, you'll decrement I value. Now I value will become 8. 8 less than 3, yes, condition is true. You will print. Again, 8 will be decremented. So it will become 7. 7 less than 3, yes, condition is true. So again, so like that till where? Until your I value is greater than 3. So my 4 value is greater than 3. So that is the reason it had stopped there. Right? So this is how you can change or modify, and you can get different answers depending upon your conditions and the variables what you're trying to declare. Okay. So you had seen while loop, do while loop, and the for loop. Okay. Done. Coming back to our content again. These are, yeah. So these are different looping or iterative statements which we generally use, right? So do remember that what is the difference between while loop and do while loop, what is entry control, what is exit control, and what is the difference between while and do while also, and how we are going to use the for loop, right? So that's all for this lecture. And also we are done with your all conditional statements. All conditional statements are done. In part 1 we had seen unconditional, in part 2 we had seen conditional, and these are your iterative loops. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. Thank you everyone.